get moving. Okay.
To introduce you, just wanted to welcome Larry Morrison to our presentation tonight, an expert series. Larry's talking to us about rainwater management and a little bit on grey water recycling, I understand, or rainwater capture?
Capture the grey water recycling is something different, so we're perfect. We'll just stay with the rain.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ron. And appreciate the opportunity of being here tonight and sharing what knowledge, especially the stuff we've learned recently. Now, the theme for tonight is harvesting rainwater in Saskatchewan, and we have the good fortune of being here in the Verico home tonight, courtesy of Ron LePage and his Verico home outfit, helping making all this happen, and for us it's a huge opportunity. So we have just recently got involved and met Ron and offering our expertise here tonight in the rainwater harvesting area. There's a lot of technology here, wonderful technology, and personally I love the home, the concept of the Verico home, and sometime, I'd love to be able to have one. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the background here of Clean Flow and myself.
Click, click.
Yes, click. So basically family business here. My wife Judy, my two sons are intrinsic in the outfit. My oldest son Ben is creative influence behind our new website and our online store. And his younger brother, who's now 20, is proving very effective on the installation. So with the family, we're kind of a little more together in terms of quality. We're all kind of stand behind each other. Both Benjamin and myself have recently become accredited with ARCSA. Now ARCSA is the American Rainwater Catchment Systems Association. ARCSA is out of Texas, and it's a national organization that promotes rainwater harvesting and has set the bar for research and creating guidelines for the use of rainwater. Okay, now we have a website, and I welcome you to go to it at your convenience, www.cleanflow-flow.ca. And what we have there is pretty much all the information that we're talking about tonight, plus some more. And we're developing a store, meaning we're going to sell all the items we're talking about online. So that should you... Yeah. More on that later. Now, before I get into the specifics of systems and calculating, I want to talk about stewardship. Oh, wrong way again. Okay, here we go. Earth stewardship. So important. We need to have this revolution moving ahead and the impetus to change the way things are. We talk about sustainability and the concept of sustainability. To me that means, are we on an unsustainable path? Probably. We have to make changes to sustain the way we live. And we will be needing to change policy from government levels. It can't stay the same. Right now the municipal bylaws vary, and usually they're a little behind the times, if not a lot. So a lot of people are wanting to take on full-fledged systems as opposed to seasonal irrigation systems. Full-fledged systems will have to go on their own. So far these bylaws are not cooperating with us. If we look at Guelph, Ontario, there's an incentive established there where the first 50 people that apply can get a grant to put in a full-fledged system, providing they follow the guidelines and have an accredited professional install it. These are the kind of things that we need here in Saskatchewan. Personal changes, I think we all should pick up the ball and save rainwater. Even if we're talking about a 45-gallon drum at the corner of the house. It's a little naive, you can do a lot more with it. but it's a step in the right direction. Okay, the benefits and the uses of the rainwater. The main thing about accessing the rainwater is a natural source of clean water. We're also alleviating stress on aging municipal water infrastructures, i.e. the mains and the sewers. I think we all know that there is some problems in the old structure systems, and there's going to be a lot of increase in cost to keep these services up. They're woefully undervalued. Health benefits with clean, if you eliminate chlorine from your water, you're going to improve your health. Cost savings, you're going to save some money on your water bills. Stormwater management, why not save it instead of have it puddle in your backyard? And sustainability, part of the hydrological cycle, meaning, and I know Verico has this philosophy of recharging the aquifer, not having a paved parking lot, having a porous parking lot. These are all methods of maintaining a sustainable environment. Water prices. The World Bank and OECD, who I don't know what that means for sure, say water is a finite resource and must be valued higher in order to repair the supply systems and build new ones. Something that happens here in this modern society is we have these new developments going up. The developer puts in the infrastructure, the roads, the pipes, builders build there, the city takes it over and starts taxing it. So all of a sudden they're taxing something that they haven't put in the input costs. 30, 40, 50 years down the line, these things need replacement. And that's why we're talking about rainwater harvesting more and more. This is a rapidly growing movement, even though we're up here in Saskatchewan. If you look at the United States, different cities in Canada, Europe, Australia, very big, you know. We really don't have the psychological impetus to carry on with this rainwater harvesting because we have been brought up in a spoiled environment of cheap resources. Sooner or later that's going to end and we're going to start paying what it's really worth. All of a sudden rainwater harvesting invested in today is going to save a lot of money down the road. Greywater systems are a little different than rainwater systems, and I don't want to really get into it except to say it can stretch your water quite a bit. In fact, 50% of your potable clean water goes as waste. So you really don't need pristine clean water for a lot of things. Greywater has a great place in this. Changing our consumption. There it is. Currently half the wastewater is potable water. There's no need for that. Water use around the world. You look at the average American, they're up to, and us in Canada too, 600 liters a day per person. The average European is half that. You get into some third world countries that don't have a lot of clean water, and they're using less than a tenth of what we use here. The breakdown on the use of your water supply is roughly, and this is, these tables have a little bit of flexibility to them in that different. I'll just go back to that for a second. If you take and start using rainwater in toilets, watering, non-potable purposes, you can reduce your usage by 70%. So that can be a significant saving on the water mains. Professional guidance. Information and access to new and emerging technologies in a quickly evolving field. You know, that's what I find here. As we've been getting involved in the last 3 years, the technology has changed and improved. Most recently, we find you can drink the rainwater. The technology is there. You can filter it, you can sanitize it, and you can drink it. In fact, most recently, the rainwater bottle industry is competing now with the aquifer bottle industry. So that's all possible for us, and as we go along here, I'll show you where we could do that. Why do you need a professional? Well, you don't know what you don't know. What that really means is when you get out to a site, have you got lead flashings present? You don't know. You might not. This is contaminate your rainwater. Is there a factory downwind, upwind, blowing contaminants down on you? You need to assess these issues before you start saving the water. Even farmers who are out spraying fields can have a little spray by 2,4-D or what have you getting into the water supply. We got to be careful. We got to keep our head up and watch where and what could be getting in the water. Okay, here's the components of the usual system, courtesy rainwater harvesting. Number one, catchment. That's usually the roof. In this case, a metal roof. Metal roof makes a great catchment. It leaches hardly anything into the water. Ergo, it's a lot cleaner. You get into roofs that are made of asphalt, which most of ours is, or are. All of a sudden, you have a contaminant issue. You have a little petroleum-based product leaching into the water. Non-potable. Your other types of bad roofing